Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 1. And if you haven't got into Walking Dead, it comes on AMC, I'm going to say at 9 o'clock on Sundays. Well, it come on 9 o'clock my time, and I live in Georgia. So, if you don't know about The Walking Dead, I'm going to get as much of Season 1 and 2 in together so you can kind of get the gist of the episode. Rick, he was sheriff, police. He worked in law enforcement. He gets shot, gets sent to the hospital, goes into a coma. He wakes up from the coma, it's like a deserted town, and all these zombies is walking by, and he's like freaking out, like, am I dreaming? What's going on? I still got this little situation with this gunshot wound going on. What's good? So he's walking down the street and he sees this woman with half of her body. Her legs is gone, but she's still a moving because zombies, and guess until you crack their skull and expose brain and do all that good stuff, well, not good stuff, they still gonna crawl around and walk. So he's walking down the street and he gets like clumped upside the head. But before that, there's this man walking down the street and he gets shot. He wakes up, this man and his son's like, have you been bitten? He's like, no, I was shot. What's going on? He's like, I've been in the coma. Fill me in on this. I know these people's house. What y'all doing here? I'm like, man, the world is different now. That thing had got you, you would have been dead. You see them people walking outside, they ain't living. They dead. You see how that woman had that half a torso was crawling? That ain't supposed to happen. So he's getting filled in on this. He's like, I gotta find my family and try to get to Atlanta. But that man and his son, they don't want to leave because the man's wife and turned into a walker, as they call him. And he doesn't have a heart to kill her. So dude was like, we don't have these walkie-talkies. I gotta leave. I got my strength back. I need to go, but we gonna try to keep in touch. Like, hey, I'm good. You good? I found my family. Yeah. He leaves, gets on his horse. Well, he's walking, finds the horse, gets on and goes to Atlanta. Got a whole bunch of ammunition. And he got to get in his tank because it's surrounded by walkers. Meanwhile, on the ranch, there's some other people that are like, hey, I see you, come here. He meets up with another group of people, and they're like, hey, how are you? We can kind of work together. We got a little base camp going over here. At the base camp, that's where his wife's and son and his best friend are. Now, his best friend already told the wife, hey, he died, we gotta go. Guess told her that so she won't feel sad, or he was trying to get with her because they did end up getting together. So Rick goes back to the camp, sees his wife, what is her name? I can't think of it, but his son's name is Carl and his best friend named Shane. So his wife was like, she's happy, but then she's pissed off, like, man, tell me my husband was dead. So there's other people there. This woman who's been beaten by her husband, two sisters. They all got to leave that camp because they got swarmed by walkers. One dude got bit, so they had to leave him on the side of the road. One girl's sister got bit, she had to kill her. They get to the CDC. It's the end of season 1. Dude lets them in, but locks the place down. He's letting them know, yeah, I don't think it's going to be no cure. I've been in here stuck like this. Y'all can shower, get some good to eat, lay down, have rest and relax because ain't nothing getting up in here. So, he got a little countdown going to let them know, hey, we ready to go. Ain't no leaving. I unlocked this place down. Ain't no way to unlock it. This place is finna blow up in 5 minutes. And we all going together. What did you tell us that for? Well, I told y'all, but I didn't tell y'all. I told you this place was going to get locked down. I just didn't tell y'all I was going to blow it up with y'all in it. So, they done found a grenade to blow up the window. Meanwhile, one of the girls was like, I can't live like this no more. I'm going to stay in here with this man and we going to blow up together. That was the end of season 1. Season 2, they leaving the CDC in Atlanta. Yeah, it's happening in Atlanta. I don't know if I said that or not. But anyways, they're trying to get out of town. It's like bumper-to-bumper traffic where people that died, left, what have you. They all get out the car, see this truck full of water. We thirsty, let's go over here. They see some walkers, so they all got to hide. Sophia, this little girl whose mama was getting beat by the daddy from last season, she gets scared and runs out from the car. Walker gets her. So they spent the majority of season 2 trying to find her. But in the midst of that, while looking for her in the woods, Rick's son Carl gets shot by this man who was trying to kill a deer. So they got to stay at that camp. One of the dudes get cut real bad and need medical attention, but another dude had some kind of pills for his brother who had VD, and that helped out. They're staying there, trying to go out and look for the little girl. Can't find her. Been helping out at the camp, going to other places, been facing the walkers. Coming to find out the people they stand with got a whole barn full of walkers because they think that they gonna get cured. When they find out, the people get upset, open the bar, and get to killing all the walkers. Well, take and got all the walkers. They already did. The last one to come out the barn is the little girl Sophia. Mom was heartbroken. But apparently the person who was in charge of getting the walkers and putting them in the barn, he was killed with Shane when they went to the school to get some stuff to help the little boy. Shane twisted his ankle, was like, man, I can't run. This man right here is kind of big, and I can just, bolt him real quick, knock him out, so I can run, and the walkers get him, and I can get away. But since we didn't know that from, what is his name, Otis, that the little girl was in there, they could have been found Sophia. So they stayed there after a while, found some boy, brought him back. Then Rick was like, Shane was like, I don't want him here. So he didn't lure that boy off, like, yeah, I'm gonna come live with y'all. Broke that boy's neck, but the boy came back to life. We'll come to find out. We're gonna get back to that in a minute. Shane came to Rick, that boy's dead. He's mad because Rick and his wife are back together and he don't like him. Meanwhile, she done got pregnant. Don't know who the baby daddy is. She thinks it's her husband, don't nobody know. Shane gonna take Rick out, but Rick's like, I ain't gonna do that. So Rick stabs Shane. I know I'm going fast, yeah. So, little boy sees this, pulls the gun up. I'm like, I know he ain't finished. She's his daddy. Shane gets up, and little boy takes Shane out. Now, walkers, they attracted to the sound. They can be sitting there, wandering in circles. They hear a sound, they gonna follow the sound. So, that's where they swarmed all onto the farm. Most of the people got away, but then one of the ladies, she was trying to help somebody out and ended up having to run through the woods overnight. Everybody convenes in the season 2, and Rick lets them know, hey, we already infected. That's the simplest case. Due to the CDC told me this, I didn't believe it, but we already infected. If you die, you gonna come back a zombie. If you get bit, you gonna turn into a zombie. Either way, you gonna turn into a zombie. Okay, we gonna reconvene. We got seasons 1 and 2 out the way as best as I could. Season 3 starts off with, they have, joined a united front. They've got their stuff together, and it's months later. Lori, that's the wife's name. She is now like 7-8 months pregnant, ready to pop. And she's having, they going house to house for shelter, try to find food, what have you. And they seem to be on a good track as far as, their skills at taking out the walkers and keeping each other safe. So, after they found this house, took out some walkers, some more came. It's like, we can't stay here, we got to go. So, they tried to find a place to go. We done been all these other places throughout the winter. What we going to do now? Before we decide to move on, let's go get some water at the creek. Okay, y'all keep guard, do all this. While at the creek, looking for water and all this other stuff and food, they see this prison, but the prison has a whole bunch of walkers in it. So, and like, hey, we could probably live here, just take out all these walkers on the yard and keep this fence, tightly secured so no other walkers can come in, and we can just live inside the prison. That's a good idea because it's like a big old fortress. The walkers, they strong, but once they get together and rocking something, that's when it gets the worst. But, hey. So they find a place in the prison, and I'm assuming that Lori is pregnant by the best friend, because her and Shane are not speaking. The little boy is not speaking to her. Something happened over the winter, and I'm thinking that, hey, they found out the dates do not add up. When I was in my coma, that's when you got pregnant, so obviously the child is not mine. So that didn't put a strain on their relationship, and He's protecting her, but he's still mad at the same time. Like, you was with my best friend while you thought I was dead and all this other stuff. I guess if it hadn't been his best friend, it wouldn't hurt so bad. But, hey. So, they done found him places to sleep at inside of the prison. So, they decide, hey, let's go on us a little excursion throughout the prison. It was Rick, T-Bone, which is a black dude, Herschel, who's this old man who lived on a farm, Herschel's daughter's boyfriend, what is his name? I cannot think of that boy's name for nothing. But anyways, and Daryl. They all, Daryl got his bow and arrow. They all trying to find medical supply and food. In the midst of walking around, they see some walkers. Now, it's pitch black inside the prison because all electricity and water is just gone. You want some water, you got to go to the creek and get it, boil it, get all the dirt, germs, and all that stuff out of it. So, they're walking through the prison, and it's pitch black. They get separated one time. Herschel, Rick, and Daryl, and T-Bone, one area. Herschel's daughter and her boyfriend in another area. Herschel's all upset because, like, hey, can't find my daughter. Where's she at? So, little girl, Herschel's daughter, I cannot think her name, and her boyfriend come out. She's like, Dad. He hears her, and I knew it soon as he heard her voice and turned around, he was going to get attacked. And there's a walker sitting there, laying on the ground. I guess he assumed it was dead because usually a walker hears the slightest noise, he gets bit. No, not Herschel. So Rick has to chop his leg off. Whether that's going to help him or not, I do not know. So they all, he didn't chop Herschel's leg off. Herschel's all going in the shot to pass out. And like 4 heads pop up behind this screen. And I'm like, first I was thinking it was a walker. Then I was thinking those walkers are not that coordinated to just pop up, in sync like that. Come to find out, it's some other people that have found refuge in the prison. Now then we're going to move over to Homegirl from last season who had to run for a few days for her life from those walkers. As she was running, she like falls and this walker was trying to get her. And some chick comes up with this samurai, I'm not even going to call it a samurai sword. It was a big old it was a big old knife or whatever you want to call it. And just slices that thing's head off. And behind her is a black female with dreads. I do not know her name yet. And behind her is 2 walkers on a leash. She done cut off their arms so they can't scratch her. And she done took out their jawbone at the bottom so they can't bite her. I don't know if that's for protection because I think my brother said that that's her brother and boyfriend and she don't want to kill them. And I'm not sure why she's keeping them around on a leash, but she is. So this girl, she done kept Homegirl safe for the winter. I cannot think of that woman's name for nothing. But anyways, they done kept each other safe for the winter. She's like, hey, we gotta move soon. And she's like, I can't move I'm gonna just keep you, I'm gonna slow you down. She's like, no, you help me, I help you. That's how it's gonna work. You get your strength back, because I'm assuming Homegirl done caught the flu or something. And we're gonna move out in a few days. And when they leave in a few days, I guess, I'm not fitting to carry all this heavy stuff. This walker right here, which is my brother and my boyfriend, they have extra strong abilities. Y'all carry this stuff. So she's walking them on their leash like they a dog and got them carrying stuff like they a pack mule. Is they reconvene somewhere else. Yes. So we're going to see how Herschel's doing. And Daryl, and I can't think of what her name is. I'm going to tell you her name is Gail. Got short hair. Daughter got killed last season. Husband got killed the first season. I don't know. I see her and I don't know if her name is Dale or Daryl, but I see them two getting together. I really do. I seen that last season. But hey. So if I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment or a video response. And like always, I want to thank my subscribers and the people who watch my videos. I want you to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.